that, Daddy? He says, look, it's not about anything else. That boy must be able to recognize that sound. And then only he will do the patient justice. And he really believed in that. As I said, this is many of the Lifetime Achievement Awards that he got for HIV medicine. I'm going to tell you a quick story about this last HIV patient. Appa didn't even want the hospital to stop functioning for more than a day. So we had cremated him on Monday, and on Tuesday I operated upon one of his patients who was waiting for me to operate upon. He was a patient with HIV who also had cancer of the rectum. We did a very, very major surgery on him, and it was a bad case. So by Tuesday night, I was totally exhausted. We'd operated upon this guy. We packed it, and I said, we'll come back in the morning and we'll take out the packs. My father doesn't like me to wake up. His policy is padu alladu padi. He wants me to sleep. He only wanted me to eat and sleep. I would tell him, Daddy, I did this operation. Saptiya. It's the only thing. I did this. Tungniya. I'm going as a RCS examiner. Professor Vittal has gone. Tungniya. Saptiya, tungniya. Mati, my father used to ask. So this patient, I operated upon him on Tuesday. Daddy died on, we cremated Daddy on Monday. And on Tuesday night, at 1:30, 1:45, my father was waking me up and saying, prepare Samuel, prepare. His name is Samuel, by the way. And I was wondering, my Daddy never wakes me up. He always makes me sleep through my mists of sleep. Then a little bit more, then I thought, oh gosh, Daddy's gone, And then I woke up, there was nobody, only Kala was sleeping next to me. So he mentioned, wake up Samuel. I said, Kala, I'm worried about, she'll corroborate, and my patient would corroborate as well. I rang the ICU, and this guy's BP was actually going down at that point of time. So I rushed back. I was very tired. I got Adi to drive me to the ICU. Both of us stayed with the patient. We pumped in a little blood. We took him back into theatre at 5:45. We operated upon him, and he walked out within 3-4 days' time. And before walking out, he told me that 3 years ago, when he came down with very bad HIV bronchopneumonia, Appa had treated him for 5-6 days in the ICU. And he told him, it seems you used the money for your drugs. And he said, Devam sir. I actually didn't even know that he was so linked to Appa. So somebody said, many of you said that they stay back as Siddharths, and we actually saw that happening in our hospital in the last week. And that patient owes his life to Appa like thousands of other patients. Indeed, now we've operated upon, Dr. Kumaraswamy knows, nearly 1,700 or so patients with HIV we've been operating upon, all because of Appa. And like my father's legacy, as a policy, we do not charge any surgical fees for this, for any of these HIV positive patients, because I really believe, Appa told me, he said, when you go, what you leave behind, the number of people who think about you, and people who just say maybe amass wealth or build buildings, how many people are thinking of them? But I know that like Samuel, millions of, certainly lakhs of people are thinking of Appa, and I know that thousands and thousands of HIV positive patients are thinking of Appa. This is another interesting thing about Appa. He believed in alternative medicine. He didn't think that alternative medicine is crap. He believed in Unani. He believed that Unani practitioners and Siddha practitioners are good. And some years later, when I was reading the Tirumandaram, my father used to sit with me and say, Tirumular enna solrare about this, Tirumular enna solrare about that. He really believed that there were many ways to cure patients. Today, I believe that allopathy is just one of 1,000 ways to cure a patient. And if somebody has a better way, I will quit medicine, or I will not do. You take the knife up. If somebody picks up a new drug, and that's what Appa taught us, that there are many, many ways of treating patients. We have learned one way, and let us not be too proud that this is the only way. This is, of course, Appa getting us married, and this is us getting Appa married for his the 80th birthday and last wonderful memory. I want to end by saying, about 2 weeks ago, my brother, my son, and Appa and I, 4 of us were having breakfast, and we were just discussing, and Appa was saying, we were discussing Tirukural, and Appa actually said this Tirukural, it's the last Tirukural he said, Inna Seidari Uruttal, Avar Nana Nannayam Seidu Vidal. He actually said the whole thing. And Ani was asking me, what is that, Daddy? And I was breaking it up for him to say that, for those of you who don't follow it, the right way to get back at the person who's done bad for you is to do so much good for him that he feels ashamed. Our Nana Nannayam Seidu Vidal. And I think that was one of the enduring lessons that Appa left behind. The thing about, and this legacy is what Daddy wanted. He wanted the legacy of medicine to continue. First Tata, whom people like Dr. Kadari really hero worshipped, and Appa, myself, and son. And I hope that this, I want my last slide to say that this world has only eyes for freakisms, sensationalism. Nobody cares if a dog bites a man. But if a man bites a dog, it will come to the front page of Times of India, or it will come to the front page of some paper. Everybody wants sensationalism. Everybody wants freakism. You celebrate greatness. Somebody built a 30-story house. Somebody, operated for 96 hours. Daddy didn't do any big, freaky things like that. He was not just greatness, but he was a combination of goodness, a good husband, a good father. He was a wonderful son. He was a wonderful father, a doting grandfather. I'm sure many people are up to that. Everybody's a good father, everybody's a fantastic grandfather. Even the biggest villain in the world will be a fantastic grandfather. But how many people will care for HIV positive patients? How many people will willingly expose their son to the risk of operating on HIV positive patients? How many people will do thousands and thousands of patients free? But that way, I think, today we're all coming together to celebrate a man's goodness, and that goodness and greatness can come together. Once more, thanks from all of us for having come today, for having filled this hall, and for taking back the blessings of a life truly well led. Thank you all very much.